Are we a local collective of like-minded, brilliant souls? We are going around the world. Welcome my Zoom friends in the Bay Area, and welcome the growing audience of YouTube friends around the world. We're on all the continents now, except for Antarctica, and I'm doing some high-powered marketing with penguins, so hopefully that'll pay off. Anyway, my name is Greg. This is Looney Cat's brand new cat tree. If you haven't seen it yet, he should be in a few moments. He'll go charging up the tree, and every time you see that, it's a sign that you should like and subscribe, because I'm pretty good at what I do, but Looney is primarily who facilitates the subscriptions. Anyway, Sunday is a class for calming down and being peaceful. I was just in a wonderful meeting with a friend, and we were discussing. It was a 2.5-hour conversation, and it was just so compelling, and where you can go with meditation and visualization. And I looked down and I was like, wow, I have yoga to teach with my friends. So close your eyes for just a moment, settle in, find your breath. In this class on Sunday, we do some joint juice. We loosen up the joints of our body. We do some breathing. We do some yin patient yoga. We breathe, and we become more and more calm and peaceful souls. A lot of Sundays, letting the momentum of the merry-go-round slow down. A lot of life is whipping it and making it go faster. That's fun, but sooner or later, we got to do the slow and the quiet part. This is that. Being able to sit quietly and not move is a great art and a great skill. It takes time to develop it. Okay, a couple other things we do in this class. We chant, and there's also opportunities to pray if you're a praying person. So we can bring the hands into the heart. You can call it prayer, affirmation, intention, invocation, but it's just simply the aiming of the soul. Close your eyes. Where do you want to go with your soul? Aim high. God, love, source, infinite, higher organizing principle, I pray that this gathering of souls of more than two results in great light, love, inspiration, and healing for all involved. Om, amen. Good, we'll chant an Om. If you haven't done it, it's really fun. Let her rip. Nice big inhale. Yoga is the calming of the turbulence of the mind and the body. Okay, we're ready for joint juice. Joint juice starts with the shoulders. 1. Just follow along if you're brand new and you can't think you can do yoga. Think again. Actually, I said that backwards. If you think you can't, or you can't think you can, same thing. 6, 7, 8, other way. By the way, I'm a super cat aficionado, and I have several cat shirts. Today I'm wearing the I do what I want shirt. I don't do what I want, but my cat does. 6. Life is a series of great cats. Wouldn't you agree? And 8. Now I do this one for the fun and the flexibility. Arms up. You'll find if you're brand new, these movements are organic, rhythmic, accessible. You can meet them at the place you currently can. In other words, I don't ask that you do anything that you can't do, but I ask that you do what you can, because if you do what you can, you always get ability to do more. That's an ancient, eternal spiritual truth. To he that hath, more will be given. to he that hath not, or doesn't use what he has, it'll be taken away. That's a harsh truth, but a cool one, because when you start cooperating with the universe, shit goes great. Poof! Good job. Okay, now you might be in Cleveland really tight. You ain't done yoga. It's like, what the hell is this? Your knees are way up. You may not be able to lean forward. So you can just lean forward a little bit. Come on down. No comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy. We're going to take our time. Great turnout. Local friends in the Bay Area and 1 billion people around the world. I do suffer from exaggeration a bit. I'm going to Exaggerators Anonymous. I'm going to go to 1,000 meetings in 90 days. Relax your shoulders. Breathe. Breathe into sticky, crunchy, gray areas of your body. No rush to get to the next thing. A lot of people are in a rush to get to the next thing. You get married, it's like, oh, that was a good first marriage. I think I'll take your time, relax your neck, unloose your hair, breathe. Now I'm just going to walk my hands a little over to the right. And because it's Sunday practice, I'm not going to overdo it. I'm going to I am going to sort of underdo it. I'm going to go a little ways in. Some days it's okay to underdo things, underreact. If I were to characterize myself in my life, I'd probably say I'm more of an overreactor. I think most of my friends would agree. And so to underreact a little bit, not bad. I overreact to what I shouldn't, and I underreact to what I should. So yoga balances that out. Good, now I'm going to walk my hands over to the other side. I'm going to underdo it. When I feel my right butt cheek, I can talk specific because I'm a technical teacher. When I feel my right butt cheek lift too much, drop your chin. Inhale here. And come on back to the front. Good job. Now, it took me a long time before I realized my legs would go the other way because I'm a creature of habit. Are you a creature of habit? That's not bad as long as your habits are good, but even they need to be broken up sometimes. So anyway, I switched across my legs. I'm going to come on down. It feels a little different. Are you okay with feeling something different today? I want everything to get better. I just don't want anything to change. Now, on a good day, my elbows will come down, but I'm not forcing. Don't force. Don't worry if your elbows come down. God loves you. If your elbows don't come down, God loves you. Take your time. If you don't believe in God, God loves you. Drop your chin. That's a cool thing about the universe is it loves us whether we love it back or care about it. It's always there. It's like a parent. Sometimes your kids hate you and you love them. Good. Now, to the degree that you can do this. I'm going to put one hand on top of the other one and make peacock feathers of my fingers. Now, you might be up here. It's like, this sucks. I hate this. Otherwise, they come way down a little ways. Then I'm going to kind of oscillate side to side. I call it oscillate because I go side to side on my behind. And tuck my t-shirt in too tight. My underpants are all bunched up. I'm just going to weave side to side. Hate it when my underpants are all bunched up. Relax my armpits down. Now I'm going to inhale, look forward to my bright future. Best year ever. Exhale, deepen. If you're brand new, just approximate these positions. When I go see my master guitar, piano, and drum teacher, they ask me to approximate particular patterns so that I can assimilate them. Come on up. We are pattern assimilating primates. We are pattern producing primates. Going back to my original cross because it feels comfy. Good. Now, I do this every Sunday because I find it to be extraordinarily calming, but I do what cats do. I'm going to knead some dough, I'm going to bake some biscuits, and now I can see why cats do it. It's a rhythmic, smooth, opens up your shoulders, blah, blah, blah. Good, now I do that same motion down here with the heels of my hands and my hips. Push, smush, cush, tush, smush, tush, side, side. Just as an aside, go side to side. Now, I'm going to push down and go over the top. Now, what's interesting is when you can actually feel the push down and the over top simultaneous. Might take a day, might be feeling it right off the bat, might be 8 years before you feel it, but some things just take longer than others. But most things that are of value do take a while. Wouldn't you agree? And they last longer. We sacrifice the short-term pleasures for the medium and long-term pleasures. I could go to Trader Joe's and get one of those giant bags of kettle corn. I could start to eat it and start to feel really good. And then within about 6 minutes, I could eat all 18 servings. Short-term pleasure, medium, long-term unhappiness. Arms out. Wow, you're being awfully moralizing today, Greg. Dorsiflexion. I'm going to put my upside down hands here. I'm going to push and smush into my top of my tush. You know what this does? It stretches and releases your wrists. And if you don't think that's important, you're wrong. It's unbelievably important to keep your hands lively, frisky, moving. A lot of energy locked in these paws has to come out. Good, now my shoulders are going back, up, over, forward, around, and down. Now this is the joint juice part. This lasts about part of the class, and then there's the restorative, which is laying over blankets, drooling, which I really like. If you ever drool in my class, I consider that a compliment. 7, 8. Now what to do with these hands now that we went like this and like that? Here's the best instruction I've ever given. Go like this. Go like this. Now, I've been doing yoga before Jimmy Carter was president, so you might want to do the math on that. But I started yoga before he was elected. He beat Gerald Ford in a close one. 1976, I was doing yoga, and I was doing stuff like this. And now, how many years later is it? A few. I'm still doing it. Haven't aged a second. I look fabulous. Plus the humility is just amazing. Wave your hands up and down. Free your hands. Good. Cup your hands at your heart. Close your eyes. We are calm, peaceful souls. Boy, it's cold in my room. I got really cold last night, didn't it? Looney! Looney's contracted with me. He has to come in on Sunday at least once. Otherwise, his Frisky sponsorship is terminated. Okie doke, you guys. Good job. All right. Inhale. Just moving, just grooving. Now, arms out to the side. This is one of the favoriteest things my teacher taught me. Arms forward, palms up. Calm and peacefully bring in, brush your side. Come around to the front. External rotation, palms up, pull in. Nice little stimulation of my side. Come around. When I brush right on top of my love handles, thus eroding them. Well, then how are you going to hang on? One more. Brush. Good. Now, I bring my hands in halfway right here. Open hand, open palm, kind of Buddha-esque. I push out. I go wide. I go internal circulation. I go back here. I give a brush going forward. Around. Back. These movements, in addition to obviously being good physical movements, they also cultivate a rhythm, a peace, a balance, a serenity, a calming of the mind. If you ever feel restless, irritable, and discontent, yoga is a great means to heal. Inhale up for an Om. Good. Now, this is contemplation or prayer time. It's you have complete, utter encouragement, permission. Close your eyes, drop your chin. Pray for what needs to be prayed for. You can pray for yourself. You can pray for our friends in Southern California suffering so much. You can pray for family. Just aim at the highest you know. And I believe group prayer is the most powerful activity. Here comes Looney. He's up. There goes Looney. Hey, guy. Kitty. Okay, we continue. Here's a pose of, this is how they say it in parts of London, controversy. So a lot of us, the feet come together, the knees are up, our back, butt are sore, we lean back, we hate it. It lasts for a couple of weeks. Stuff starts to open up, wag your knees out. So a great turnout of friends around my YouTube analytics. It gives me a sense of how many around the world, and a special hi to my local friends in the Bay Area. Hi, B, good to see you. Iris Sky and beautiful Anna. Todd and Jennifer, hi, you guys, and Howie, great to see you. Miss you guys. We're going to be hanging out together soon. And my dear sister Kate on her new iPad she got for Christmas. Good. Now, I went to a yoga class and reflexology broke out. And as a longtime skilled, amazing body worker, not only have I learned humility, I've learned that there are pressure points in the body, in the feet, and the middle center bottom of my foot that I'm rubbing with my thumbs associates with hearts and lungs. So for breath, for clearing out negative emotions, for stimulating love, for being inspired, work the feet. Plus it feels good. It's better when somebody else does it, but sometimes you got to take matters into your own hands. Good. Now, you may or may not like this, and to that I say whatever, just wag your knees. If it's really tight, if you feel like a spring that's ready to break, I think you've found this group just in time. After a while, your feet come all the way in and the knees push all the way down. Now I'm locking my arms, dropping my chin, lengthening my spine, quieting my breath, withdrawing my senses inward. These are all the little tricks of the trade in our spiritual toolkit that, we learn a little bit every day. Okay, this pose really suits my body. This one's a challenge, knees in together. I get to about here in the shape of my non-childbearing hips so far. Kind of stops me there, so I have to smush to go in all the way. And then I pull my heels into my bottom like a little kid. Because I'm like a little kid in terms of maturity. So I grab my knees. Now, there's two words, childlike. We should be childlike our entire life. No one makes it to the kingdom of heaven except as they are childlike. But childish is different. petulant, irritable, out of control. So more childlike, less childish. Hi, Guy. You have to come on cam. Here he comes. Best purchase of my life, the cat tree. Go on, go on. Ha! 1,000 new subscribers. Is that brilliant? Did you know yoga makes you smarter? Ha! Thank you. Tune after class, big guy. Now he's just going to go up there and have a bath. And people are going to, if you're tuning in right now, the algorithm has dropped you off on YouTube for the first time ever. It's like, there's some, oh, here he comes. There's some cat on the screen. We should like and subscribe. And there he goes. All right. Try figuring out your cat sometimes, you guys. Now, hands and feet, lift up your bottom. Make your bottom your top. Sometimes he goes up there for 3 hours and has the full cat bath. Good. And sink down, you guys. Good job. Okay, now, temporarily, my feet are going to go together. I'm just going to, is that a piece of wood on my floor? I've been doing a lot of construction in my room. Took me a while to build this cat tree. See that? See how I folded my right shin under, my left knee's out to the side? Now, when I do this, my Elvis pelvis tilts down and to the left, and it's supposed to be level. I'm supposed to have a level pelvic bowl. My pelvic bowl has always been somewhat askew, ask anybody. But anyway, as I do this, if you're new, it hurts, and you lean over here. After a while, it feels like ecstasy. And hands behind your head, tilt your right elbow down to the floor. If you tuned in mostly for the restorative poses, hold your horses, cool your jets, like and subscribe. Good. Come on back up. And if you can, stretch your arms up. If you can't, just stay on your hands and suffer. Turn to the right. Left hand, right hip, right arm behind. You got to twist every day. Remember when you're in high school, you'd take vodka shots with friends and play Twister and ruin your reputation? This is healthier than that. All my normal observers are going, I never did that. Well, the day is still young. Good little twist here. By the way, I try to keep the practice not overly serious, have a little fun with it, as long as the work gets done. I think, as John Lennon said, we're surely not here to live in pain and fear. Good, and we're going to come out of that. And just one more little thing on this side. For this, I use fists because sometimes my wrists get sore from playing all these musical instruments. And then I lift up my bottom. Bottoms up. Cheers for rears, champagne bottoms, caviar rears. Good, come on down. Good job. And that's just a nice little salvo around our hips. I really like it. I invented that sequence. But it leaves a couple of dents, so I'm going to wiggle my south of the border region. An almost full moon tonight, speaking of bottoms and moons and stuff. 99%, 98% full tonight. Okay, now this gets folded under. You're brand new, you're watching in Australia, and it's like, oh, ouch, you're leaning way over here, and you're saying, I can't do that pose, mate, and do the best you can. I even put a blanket underneath my right hip, lace my hands behind my head. Good, now if I took a bunch of weird chemicals, I could bring my left elbow all the way down to the floor, but I don't want anesthesia. I'm an ascetic with an aesthetic. for anesthetic. Now, everybody's going to someplace different. Some people have their elbow down. Some people are way over on the right. Do you. You do you. I'll do me. Every now and then you'll feel like your spleen burst and, oh, some more space. That's called venting your spleen. The ancients equated the spleen with anger. Did you know that? They thought the spleen is where the anger came from, and so you were advised to vent your spleen. Lucy, you got some spleening to do. Oh, geez. Come on back up. Stretch your arms up. Hey, Lucy. Now turn left, left, left. Right hand, left hip. Have you noticed relaxing of mores in the last couple of months? It's okay to be offended and be offensive again. It's really refreshing. It's great. You can be funny again. You can laugh. You can joke. Yeah, my sister's waving me off, which means I'm on the right track. Inhale. Exhale. My audience can't get any smaller. Good. Now, hands behind you and lift up, you guys. Oh, a little higher just for me. But it sure can get bigger. Thank you for liking and subscribing. If I have offended you, I apologize. Sometimes that's what we do. Good. Stretch your legs out. Now, I admit I have a penchant for feet. Am I obsessed with feet? No. Obsession, mania, compulsion, penchant. That's where I am. I have a penchant for feet. Stretch your toes open wide. Now I'm going to pull back on my butt flesh. Open up my hips. Stretch up high. Yoga means love. It means connection. It means blending with our higher self. It means unity with other primates. So why do we do these weird gyrations? To open up the energy locked in our body so that we can love more. Oh, I'm all into love. You first. It doesn't work that way. Good. All right, now one more time, I'll put my hands on the floor, feet in, and this is our precursor to restorative yoga. Lift up, way up high, head back. This is so good for you. I promise, I promise, I promise. Good, come on down. Extend your left leg out. Put your right ankle over the top. My camera is not positioned properly, but it's fine for today. Crank-a-doodle-delic on your ankle. Oh, I can smell my foot. It smells really clean. I love the smell of clean feet. Other way. I'm going to crack my toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Prehensile toes. Right leg out, ankle over, crank-a-doodle-delic. By the way, the side effect of these movements in this sequence, it leads to love and bliss and joy. So, sorry, if love and bliss and joy breaks out other way, then just let it flow in. Yogis call it Sat Chit Ananda, ever conscious, ever aware, ever new bliss. Comes in glimpses. Crack your toes. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Some poses leave an impression. Some toes leave a dent. Stretch them out. Okay. Let's chant an Om, and then we're going right into restorative yoga because yours truly really needs it. I've been very busy like you guys have been, and we're really going to unwind. So nice big inhale for Extend your Om out a long way. I've got a string in my back and they pull it out. Inhale. We are calm and peaceful souls. Everything is always working out for us. This is going to be our best year ever. Our latter days shall be greater than our former days. Good. Now, if you're brand new, we're going into restorative yoga. What does that mean? Poses done for a long time that are super squishy, warm, and feel fabulous. What's not to like, as my mentor used to say. And for this one, you can just literally lay on your back, but this is the one that I used to use, my Pee Wee Herman recliner, but I can't use that anymore because I'm doing tiny room yoga around the world. But for this one, I use my piano bench. Do you have a piano in your house? This could be a stack of blankets. It could be a couple of cushions from your couch. It could be your pet. It could be your mate. It could be a satisfying amalgam of all of that. But for me, I use this piano bench. Now, here's the pose. Just kid. Lighten up, you guys. Would you just lighten up a little bit? I'm gonna put that there. Keep watch, and then you'll be able to build the pose properly. Remember, field of dreams? If you build it, they will come. Who's they? Love, bliss, and joy. So my calves go up here, and my tushy's kind of floating. I scooch my butt in, escooching to my south of the border friends, and I take one blanket and I put it underneath my tail feathers, and now I can play my scales with my toes. Now, believe it or not, it's the lift of the legs, and it could just be 6 inches over the top of one blanket. That's fine. But it's this lift of my butt about 2 inches, okay? In Latin, I have a lot of attorney friends, it's the sine qua non. It's the linchpin of the whole case. So I had to move it a little bit. I don't want my fingers, I do want my fingers on the piano, not my feet. Relax. Now you think, now what? Well, we veg out and space into galactic ecstasy for about 3, 4, 5 minutes. If you haven't done it before, it's about time. If you have done it, we start the happiness right now. Close your eyes, relax your jaw. Make your mouth so that Prince or Princess Charming could kiss your mouth. Relax your mouth. Take the hook out of your fish face and relax your mouth. Eyes roll back. This lift of my hips lets my guts relax. Vents my spleen. Enlivens my liver. Pacifies my pancreas. Soothes my stomach. Gladdens my gallbladder. Sometimes when I'm doing this pose on my own, I'll be here and Looney will be up in his cat tree, and then he'll decide to jump right down, right on my crotch. But everything that usually doesn't happen. You You can fall asleep, I'll wake you up. It seems too good to be true. If you feel guilty, don't. You need to let go sometimes. Your breath will naturally smooth out, deepen, balance, and it'll naturally, if left to its own devices, begin to move down toward your belly button. Less chest, more belly button. Now we're not even really halfway done, so you can relax more than twice as much. No rush, kids, no rush. If you're just tuning in, first time ever, what's going on? It's restorative yoga. Just lay on your back, put your legs up. We're in the pose 3 more minutes or so, and join the join the herd. Restorative yoga does, as easy as it is, it does require patience and time and willingness. It just gets gooder and gooder. You go through layer after layer. Healing takes place at all the levels of our being: psyche, soma, silly. Hi, guy. Going up your tree? You going up your tree? Okay, one more minute if you can tolerate this much ecstasy. I can. I am a rapidly expanding container of love, bliss, and joy. You can buy any of my affirmations for 1 nickel. Oh, it feels so good. Now, I'm going to rock my pelvis. That's a Justin Timberlake song. I'm going to rock my pelvis forward and back, up and down. He has a different connotation, but in restorative yoga fashion, rock your pelvis up and down. Good. Now I'm going to bring my knees in, keeping my feet on my piano bench. And I'm just going to curl over to this side. You curl to your side. Just going to rest in fetal position, all cute and bunched up like a little kid. Childlike, not childish. This is a nice setup for our next pose, which I think you're really going to like. Okay, we continue. So, a good deal of yoga is getting up off of the floor. The older you get, the more remarkable it is when you can. We don't want any of that I've fallen and can't get up stuff. Okay, that's not going to happen to any of us. Well, why? Because we say so. Now, I think after teaching yoga since the turn of the century and doing it before Jimmy Carter was president, I've learned a better way to teach this pose. Restorative twist. So this is a big bolster, a blanket or 2 blankets or a couple of pillows. But if you take 2 of these yoga blankets, watch this. This is it's a cat toy. Ah, Looney. This looks a lot like his original cat toy, which he still has after moving. It's gotten kind of muddy. We put that. We put that. We put that over there. If you take 2 yoga blankets and you fold them up sideways, this is just for friends who don't have a bolster. It's the least I can do. And you go like that, you have a yoga bolster. But why don't you just get a yoga bolster? So now, here's my new way of teaching this pose. See this bolster? It's behind me lengthwise. I think this is a smarter way to teach this. I'm sitting in front of it. So are you. Your bolster is behind you, lined up with your spine. Now, I'm going to take my knees. I'm going to turn them to the right. I'm going to put my right hand on the bolster. This is the tricky part that now people can see. I've slid my knees and my ankles behind me. Now, we're going to turn to the right, put both hands on either side of the bolster, and come very slowly down to our right ear. Very simple, very pleasurable, very twisty. And then we do this about 4 minutes, 4 happy minutes. This is my favorite restorative pose because it's the one I'm doing right now. My breathing slows down, my body melts open like a patty melt. I yawn. We twist out pain and fear and worry and dread. It just gets squeezed out, releases. Sunday relaxing yoga is so restorative, regenerative, rejuvenative. Okay, about 3 more nice, full, deep, happy breathings. Really release the exhales all the way. Okay, we're going to pull our hands into our side. We're going to push up in slow motion. I'm going to unwind myself, and so are you. And now, I'm still got my bolster behind me. That doesn't move. I sit cross-legged in front of it, looking very yoga-esque, Buddha. Now, I spin my knees to my left. the bolster's up against my left hip, I lean into the bolster on my elbow and I take my knees and my ankles around behind me into what I call mermaid pose, mermail. Now, my body's already twisting because of this, but now we're going to take our torsis and move them left, left, left. My hands go on either side of the bolster. I aim my belly button, my sternum, my chest down. And for this mild Sunday version, left ear, my elbows broaden out, and ecstasy happens. It's a little crunchy at the start. It melts
Yeah,
up.
I'll say. Little Cooper. Gosh, Helen. Huh. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Touched it. Field bell. Huh. Okay. Oh. Mhm. Bless you. Mhm. Oh, there we go. No,
One more minute.
no more mental talk.
Pretty much dozed off. It's so good. Okay, really big inhale. Exhale, release it out. Bring your hands in. Come out slowly.
Oh.
And now just mute my sister because her microphone went on. That was a very happy noise, though. Now, normally I have yoga blocks, but I left them at my yoga studio yesterday. By the way, I am teaching in public again, Winslow Assembly Center, That's for those my friends in Northern California. Pleasant Hill, Saturdays, 9 a.m. Huge growing class, so much fun. I'm so happy to be with people again. But I left my blocks there. So for this one, I'm just gonna tilt the block, my bolster right there. You could put blocks there, just a little bit of an incline. I'd be inclined that you would do that. That seems solid. Solid. That goes there. And you just slide in like this. Now I know a lot of you got tight groins. I've read your profiles online, and a lot of you got tight butts and groins, and I'm gonna fix that. No tight asses in my class. And so we roll up little blankets or big ones underneath our knees. Oh, up. This could collapse. If I do break my neck, at least I'll have it recorded. And I'm just gonna lay back like this. It's a little slice of heaven. It's called Supta Baddha Konasana. It's our concluding close. It's our closing close for about 4 minutes. I know you guys got things to do today, but none of it's any more important than this. Be honest. And relax. Take a load off. Doesn't this feel good to relax, settle, take it easy, take a load off, heal our bodies? Okay, my friends, start to breathe back toward your body. Take your time. Soak up all this love and light and truth, bliss and joy and peace, intelligence, wisdom, and cleverness. Good. I'm going to wiggle my fingers and toes, circulate super feel good around myself. And then what's left other than to sit up and to salute, sanctify, and certify. Salute, sanctify, and certify. Sit and cross legs. My hands are at my heart, your hands are at yours. Together we gather into the same heart together. It's a beautiful truth, isn't it? As separate as we seem, as different as we are on the outside, our similarity is infinite. Altogether we say, Namaste. Namaste. As always, I bid adieu and arrivederci, Avita adios to my YouTubers first. Do you realize you're liking and subscribing help me afford a cat tree? Don't you want to see more big cat toys in here? Thank you for liking and subscribing and spreading the bliss and the love and the peace of yoga around the planet, especially this brand that everybody can do. And thank you for assisting. See you guys next time, YouTubers.